All right, welcome back. We're still in conversation with political analyst Chrys Matubatuba, and we're discussing the way forward now past the ANC's 54th National Elective Conference. Ndate Matubatuba, in your own opinion, do you think South Africa is sort of being viewed a little better now or more positively internationally with Cyril Ramaphosa being elected? I mean, we've seen the reaction of the markets, the rand hitting its highs, and do you think now we are going to be on the right track in terms of our economy?
I think Ramaphosa is known for his track records in the crafting of the constitution, negotiating, whether before even the 1994 elections, and his track credentials, although he was not in exile. Ramaphosa, in business, he's respected. The way he conducts himself. He's not an angel. He has got his own follies like Marikana and the like. But generally, mostly it's only the Marikana that, and then he is also accused of being an agent of white monopoly capital. That has not been actually defined and explained in full what this is. You know, so I think as we see, as you say, I mean, he's one that forged this unlikely alliance of business, of labor, of the society at large, religious and the like. So I think he commands that respect.
Because the rating agencies, on the other hand, they seem to be more cautiously optimistic with this election, of course. But what does he really have to do financially to shift their opinion to a more positive perspective?
You know, I think everybody knows that the credit rating, I mean, even as individuals, we also lose our credit rating through credit profiles by being reckless. Now, South Africa is where it is today because it has been seen in the past 10 years, especially this administration, this 5 years, to be reckless in conducting its affairs, depleting and defrauding the state-owned entities, not actually following corporate governance, whether in the ANC, whether in government, in this state, especially state-owned entities. Now, state-owned entities must be companies that are self-sustainable. They must actually generate revenue for the state, because the state is either a whole 100% shareholder or a majority shareholder. But these are the ones that are now parasites of the state coffers. So those are the things that he needs to set in place, and he has said it himself that he needs to once those things. It's because of lack of corporate governance and effective oversight. It's lack of control of the purse, the wasteful way in which government conducts its business. So if he can sort out those things, we'll be back on track.
Yeah, the growth of the economy is a concern for us. Let's just talk to the issues. It's the votes, the questionable votes, the 68 votes. Despite, of course, Ndate Ramaphosa asking for the outcome of the conference to be accepted, we've seen that the representatives of the 68 questionable votes may still go to court. But there is apparently a meeting scheduled at Luthuli House this morning, which, of course, will be conducted by the SG, who's implicated in this. What's your take on that? What do you think is going to happen going forward?
I think there's a lot with this 63 votes. It's more than it meets the eye, you know. There's a lot that's, you know, it's 63 people, and it's said that actually only 17 were found to be legitimate for them to be, and for Senzo to win, because there's only a difference of 24.
Yes.
He needed at least 25 to win.
Yes.
But only out of those 63, the ones that were credible were found to be only 63. Now, and now Ramaphosa is saying, and everybody else, you know, for the sake of unity, because there's this 50-50, please, let's forget about it. It's a political. But these guys have got a right. They've got a right to, because they feel that their right has been violated, they've got a right to vote there. And if they feel that right has been violated, now, you know what, ANC, this leadership could be starting on a wrong foot if it's really doing this thing for the sake of political expediency, for unity. You know, it's trampling on people's rights.
And it might also affect the conference itself, which is what the ANC was trying to avoid.
Exactly. Now, if these guys win in court, now it casts aspersions on this, and even on the credibility of the leadership. But if then the court finds that really due processes were followed to come to this 18 that is the one that is found to be. So I think now that it's in court, it should be left for the court to do its job.
Well, I suppose we also have to wait for the meeting at Lutula House that will take place
to see whether they will withdraw.
A quick one on expropriation of land without compensation. One of the resolutions that were taken by the ANC at the conference, some political parties saying that it's going to be an economic suicide, but the EFF saying that we're ready to support the ANC to amend the constitution.
I think whether there's new legislation that would be passed in Parliament or there's no legislation at the end of the day, I think we have got already adequate mechanism to distribute land, for land distribution and restitution. The only problem has been implementation. You know, up to not so long ago, it was 30% that has been achieved. But the other problem is that the management of this restitution and distribution of land, it's not as effective as people are given land, they sell it back to the same people that the land was taken from. So I think here, again, when we're talking about effective leadership, corporate governance, it's effective controls. I think in most of the things, the legislation is there, policies are there, processes are there. The only thing is that the effective controls to make sure that there's compliance with those. But whether legislation is there, it has always been there. Expropriation is there, and taking of land and redistributing it. So it won't make so I think people need to talk to each other.
There is so much to talk about, but due to time constraints, we'll have to leave it at that for now. Thank you so much, Ralebo.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Political analyst Chrys Matubatuba chatting to us about the way forward now post the ANC's 54th National Elective Conference. Let's take an ad break here on Morning Live.